It's nearing the end of August now, and there is a kind of haziness that comes over the farm at this time of year. It is a little bit quieter. The light is a little bit more mellow, and the air is thankfully a little bit cooler because I am not a hot summer weather loving kind of person. So this is when I actually start to feel excited again about working in this space. Every year gardening is just a little bit different. I think if there's one thing that gardening has taught me is that you can't plan for everything. You can't control very many things. Mother Nature has definitely got her hand in it all, and all you can do is just adapt and support the best you can. Because the weather is never the same each year, and our timing for planting is never the same. We try different varieties, and we encounter different pests. This year was no exception. We had a really cool and rainy end of June, beginning of July. The slugs were really bad, but the flea beetles, while they were there, they were a lot less voracious. Our raspberries, once again, did really well. They're pretty much over, and now is when I'm so anxious to be done with them and to get in there and to prune and clean up. But it's not time yet. The leaves need to die back and they need to take their own course, and then I will come in and make it all tidy in due time. Every year we grow potatoes, and I have never had a good year with potatoes, and this would be the exception. And of course I decided this year not to plant nearly so many, but I did some whites and I did some reds, and I have to say they're bigger than normal and the skins are prettier than normal. They're completely done, ready to be dug up, and I've been really impressed with our little tiny potato crop this year. Onions are another one that I've struggled to grow, and some of them are a bit better than in the past, but they're still not a stellar crop. These guys are doing okay. The Walla Wallas that Brent started from seed, they're doing okay. And if nothing else, I'll probably have some good seed onions for starting next year. The best onions that I got out this year were the ones that were tiny from last year, and I put them back in the ground, so yeah, there's hope. My garlic did really well this year. I think I planted 175 cloves and we got 164 otherwise good and usable bulbs off of them. So that, and I learned a few things this year. So pull off the scapes, even if you're not going to eat them because you're sick and tired of scapes. Pull them off so that the plant doesn't start to think that it wants to root and set out again. And I learned a little bit about choosing the best, what to look for in each of the cloves for planting next year. They're in here hanging up and drying, and when they're done I will trim them off and weigh them because I'm curious to know how many pounds I got. There's some of the onions that I pulled out that are drying. I learned something about that too. You're not supposed to cut the ends off until they've fully dried, so I'm thinking that this little bundle might just go into a batch of sweet pickles. Never does it need to go to waste. The cucumbers actually thrived this year. And more than a few times I found myself a little bit behind, and the cucumbers have ended up a little too big to pickle. But I did manage to get several jars of dills and several jars of sweets, and we ate a lot of cucumbers, and we still have more to go. So I'm hoping with the cooler weather I can stay on top of them a bit better and get some more dill pickles put up. So we'll see. The squash plants are mostly growing like crazy. We've got zucchinis and scallopinis and a few butternuts and a couple white pumpkins coming along. And I think we clearly planted our rows a little bit close because it's a challenge to get in there and walk through to harvest or water. But we got yellow zucchinis, and we have gigantic scallopinis, or patty pans, another name for those guys. We have some gray zucchini, very little tough skinned, good nonetheless. And in there somewhere is some green, oh, and some corn. It's a good thing we're not corn farmers, but we might maybe get some corn. Probably not. Beans have been a complete bust. So hey, maybe next year. Tomatoes now. Tomatoes have been the ones to frustrate us. We are at least 3 to 4 weeks behind where we were this time last year. Putting Epsom salts in the water and giving them a drink definitely seemed to help getting them flowering. And putting up the black plastic behind seemed to help bring in the heat or retain the heat and get them fruiting. And putting the clear plastic over the top is holding in the daytime temperatures for the nighttime when it's cooling off, and it's helping them to get started with ripening. There's a lot of fruit in there, and it's mostly all still very green. Pruning, man, has turned out to be a daily job, and I still have so much to do. All of those flowers up there need to come off. All of the bigger branches that are not producing need to come off. But it is not the end of August yet, so with any luck and with continued putting, there's a yellow taxi back there ripening, 2 of them. Putting the plastic down at night, keeping the rain off so that they don't split. We're hoping all of that's going to help. The peppers now. Peppers have done really well. These little black Hungarians, they're always the first to put out their peppers. They're not very hot at this stage, so they're pretty nice to put in salads and stir fries. Or cayennes. There's lots of cayennes, and they're getting really big. Finial blues, they're adorable, and man are they hot. Those are going to be the ones that'll make the spicy hot sauces. Dill plants. There's always a timing issue between cucumbers and dill. One is ready and the other isn't. We have a couple of just bell peppers, and that one's actually turning red. I don't know if you can see him. Not very big, but he's turning red, so perhaps he'll go in a salsa. we're going to have to probably put hoops up and cover these guys pretty soon so that they can continue to ripen. There's a few varieties in here that I don't know the names of, but I know that they are always really slow to put on flowers and fruit, and then they just kind of go gangbusters right at the very end. So that's about it. That's our update for the 22nd of August 2020. It's been a good year. It's been a hard year. Season's not over yet, so we'll do another update later on. And thanks for watching my video. If you enjoy it, maybe hit like. And if you really enjoyed it, maybe hit subscribe. And then you'll get a notification if you ring the little bell anytime I put out a new video. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Bye-bye. What do you think, girls? Are you enjoying the end of August? You're happy that it's a little bit cooler? Yeah? All right. I'll show you the video later. Bye, ladies.